Hey guys, this dude here. Wanted to show you I'm taking this roof apart that was part of our roof here. When we first bought this house, this roof was already up. It's a deck that was already here. The construction on it was pretty poor, but since it was already here, we really didn't want to do anything like take it apart and spend the cash to rebuild it. So we kind of just let it go and let it be as it was. Well, as you can see here, the result of that is the roof on the back porch collapsed night before last. It is roughly about 10 foot out, guesstimating about close to 36 foot long. Anyway, this was something that was here when we moved in, so we just left it. Over time, hurricane damage, as you can see up there, all those missing shingles was a result of hurricane, I believe it was Ike. Ike was our last hurricane. And, just basically not putting in the time or the required maintenance on this that we should have. And that's my fault. I completely take responsibility for that. But now that it has fallen, obviously it's opened up the opportunity to rebuild it correctly and make sure that this doesn't happen again. The person that built this has kind of made it a little easy for me to resalvage a lot of the material because of the way that he or she constructed it. And I don't know who did it, if it was a company or if it was the guy who actually owned the house before we bought it. So I'm hoping it was the latter, because if this was a construction company build, man, wow. Anyways, so what I'm trying to do now is, you can see the shingles here are systematically go up and down and remove the shingles to see if we can reuse them. You can see here I've already got a pretty good stack. There's some that have deterioration around the edges, but some of their other tabs are fine. We might be able to reuse those. But for the main course of the shingles, they look like they're still in pretty good shape. So we'll go ahead and try to take them and reuse them as much as possible. Now, one thing I wanted to point out here is what's allowing me to do this and reuse these is the installation of these shingles. Actually, the more I'm looking at this, the more I'm realizing that this more than likely wasn't a contractor who did this, but a homeowner that really didn't understand how to build something like this. So, reason being is one here. You can see that all the roofing nails are in the incorrect spots, and what it's allowing me to do is actually take the shingles. You can see here, if this was nailed correctly, I would not be able to do this, and it'd be really hard for me to reuse the shingles, because once you pull an old used shingle like this, and if it was nailed correctly, then you're going to get splits right along the tabs here, and basically would make those useless unless you were able to use like a flat bar or some type of pry bar to get underneath there and coax the nail up. But as you can see here, I'm able to lift most of the shingle up pretty easy, and with a little bit of wiggle in here and there. Let me see if I can do this and hold the camera at the same time. You can see that there. I was able to just pull that nail right through. And the good thing is that this is nowhere in the area where it would prevent me to reuse this. This area here is actually the direction the rain flows, so this nail hole will actually be underneath the next course. So I can easily reuse this shingle on another run. Let me see if I can get this one up here without tearing it. Just give it a little bit of a wiggle. Oh, we got a little bit of a tear there. That's not really that big of a deal. And see if I can get into this side. There we go. You can see that popped right up. And we've got a fairly reusable shingle there. And everything that's happened is actually in the area where we don't have to really be too critical about water flow. So I'll just throw that down there with that one. But what I'm going to do here is I'll take a couple of videos on me taking this apart and kind of show you a little bit of the process of dismantling something. Obviously I'm not going to show you me taking every single shingle down and saving it, but hopefully we can get some reuse out of the material that actually creates the roof of this. But anyways, just kind of wanted to show you what was going on, and then I will get back to you later.